What's going on, guys? It's Trevor Plays here, back again with another My Hero Academia character discussion video. And today, I know you guys know by the, title of the video and thumbnail that we are at our number 6th favorite character, and that is Fumikage Tokoyami, the jet black hero, Tsukuyomi. So, I have to say though, Tokoyami is actually, obviously he's pretty high up on my list, but he is one of my favorite characters in the whole series because his quirk is pretty cool. He's different from everybody else, and you know, he's just a cool character. I mean, like, come on, revelry in the dark and all that, you know. So let's get on to it. And yes, I know that I have done this. I've said this before, probably in my earlier videos, that yes, I am color coding my shirts to some of the outfits that the characters wear. And the thing is, I was looking for a black shirt that was like all black and all that, and I couldn't find one. But I found my Vanoss shirt, and it makes sense because Tokoyami is a bird, Vanoss is an owl, which is a type of bird, and the shirt's black. So I was like, this is perfect. And obviously I haven't worn this in a while because you can see there's kind of a little bit of little wrinkles here and there, but that is okay. I'm just wearing it for this video, so I thought it was very appropriate because, well, you know, birds and stuff. But yes, let's get right on into it. So obviously Tokoyami's quirk is Dark Shadow, which I could read off an explanation, but I'll just summarize it here for you guys. Quirk is a formation of it's literally the shape of a bird as well, but it comes out of his body and has its own will, has its own like voice, has its own emotions and reactions to stuff, but it will still listen to Tokoyami. Now, that was one of the cool things that I thought about Tokoyami when I first saw him, and also, there was a few times where, you know, since My Hero Academia has a big cast, it's kind of hard for you to remember some of their names. So, there was a few times where I was like, oh yeah, that bird guy, and then, like, you know, but then later on, as we got to the second season, and learn more a little bit about Tokoyami, then I was able to know his name fully, and you know, he's become one of my favorite characters. So obviously now I can get on to, well, his super moves. I would say his abilities, but the thing said overall abilities and it listed like a bunch of things, but it didn't really give me like the exact abilities that he has, so I can just skip that and go straight to the super moves. So there are, what is it, three super moves? Yeah. So we have Black Anka, or in the English dub, Black Abyss, and Fumikage dons and equips Dark Shadow onto himself, wearing it like a suit of armor, or like an exoskeleton from, you guys know, like Call of Duty and all that, exoskeleton. So pretty much he can wear Dark Shadow on him like an extra, like, armor and all that. According to Fumikage, when he equips Dark Shadow on himself, it negates his physical weaknesses, which that was another thing that was troubling for Tokoyami. Was the way his quirk works is it's stronger at night and weaker during the day, and it can be controlled by Tokoyami during the day and not so much during the night because it's, you know, it's dark, and that's when his Dark Shadow's power becomes more powerful, and you know, Tokoyami can't control it that well. So that is a small, you know, problem that he has, but it's all well and good. The next one he has is Piercing Claw of the Dusk, and he shoots out Dark Shadow's claws, which attacks at great speed. We have seen this move a couple of times. I guess I could say a couple of times since we're in the provisional license exam. This is the time where we have seen this one, and it was a move that he used to kind of like defend himself a little bit, but also try to tag some of the targets that were on some of the other characters from other schools and all that. So we've seen that. It was a pretty cool move. And then the last one is Gloom of the Black Arm. Fumikage shoots out both of Dark Shadow's claws, which attack at great speeds, and then uses Dark Shadow's claws to surround his victims. Now, it says his victims. Now, that right there, I'm pretty sure... I think that one is the one that is when he was out of control in the forest training arc and fought Moonfish. It was that point when Tokoyami wasn't really in control and Dark Shadow just went on a rampage and kind of, destroyed some things and then flew Moonfish into a tree in the corner. So, there's that. So, now, since this is Tokoyami, he hasn't really been in too many fights, but he has been in enough. So that way we can get used to his character and his quirk and find out if he's a lovable character or a favorite character or how strong he is. And he's actually one of the strongest people in Class 1A. So that is, it's kind of relevant to most of the characters that I do end up liking are, most of the characters in My Hero that I like are some of the strongest characters that are in Class 1A, obviously. But there are a few other characters that I do like from other classes and other, some of the villains and stuff from My Hero and stuff. So I'll get into that when I get to the villain side and all this other stuff. So let's get into, the battles that he has been in. So he has been in the USJ. He was in the USJ incident. Okay, camera. Okay, there we go. He was in the USJ incident. He was teamed up with Koji Koda versus villains in, I think it said the downpour zone or whatever. It was raining. Let's just go with that. It was dark, it was raining, and, Koda just stood back and let Tokoyami do everything. So, they actually won that pretty well. The next one is the Sports Festival arc in Season 2. And this is where he gets into most of his battles here, and this is where we get to see more of his quirk and who he is, really. So, the first one is obviously the obstacle race. We have seen a lot of people's quirks being used in the obstacle race that we hadn't have seen yet, at the time, and then, it went on from there. Next, we have the Calvary Battle when he was teamed up on Team Deku. And, he was teamed up with Deku, Uraraka, and Mei. And that was when the Calvary Battle was a little hectic a little bit. But then they ended up passing and moving on to, the finals. Now, we have come on to the finals where we had the 1v1 matches. Now, Tokoyami had 3 matches to go up against. And he first versed Momo, and Momo thought that, okay, so she can possibly win against Tokoyami, but she has to act quick enough. Problem is, she didn't act quick enough and was on the defense the whole time and ended up getting pushed out of the ring, so Tokoyami won by a, I know the term, ring out. Duh. So yes, Tokoyami won by a ring out and was moved on to the next, semifinals or whatever, and versus Mina Ashido, which she was the last video I did, and Tokoyami won that because he kind of pressured Mina a little bit, and I'm pretty sure she also got ringed out as well. I'm pretty sure she did. And then the last and final battle that he did was when he versed Bakugo in the finals and became third at the end of the Sports Fest. He became third, Shoto became second, and Bakugo became first. So, there's that. Now we are on to the almost the last battle. It's the final exams arc. Now this arc this fight that he was in, I thought was pretty cool because he was teamed up with Tsuyu, and sure, we have seen them teamed up before, but the thing is they actually had to work together to stop one of the teachers, which was Ectoplasm, and all Ectoplasm did was pretty much create his clones. So then it was Tsuyu and Tokoyami trying to get past ectoplasm, and it was just a long, drawn-out fight. And I actually enjoyed that fight. I thought it was fun. We got to see teamwork from the two more advanced this time than they did the first time. So that was really good to see. And yeah. Next, we have the Forest Training Arc. This was when the Vanguard Action Squad did their invasion, and he and some of the other UA students fought Moonfish, which is what I said earlier. So, yes, that was all the battles that he has been in. Now, I guess I can get on to one of the fun parts, is the stats that he has. So, the stats here are for, well, you guys know by now. So his power is a 2 out of 5, his speed and intelligence are 3 out of 5, and technique is a 4 out of 5, and cooperativeness is a 5 out of 5. Now, I've said this almost every time when people have a 5 out of 5 cooperativeness, that they are some of the most friendly people, and they work well with whoever they're teamed up with because, you know, well, when you're put up with something, or when you put up with somebody that you can get along with, then, you know, your teamwork is actually above the average teamwork that would happen with, like, I guess, Deku and Bakugo. But the way that it's, you know, it turns out is, well, Horikoshi ends up teaming up Tokoyami with a lot of characters that he has either worked before with or is friends with them in a way. So that's how he's handled that. His intelligence, like I said, is a 3 out of 5, which we have seen him, and I'm pretty sure he's passed a lot of the written exams a lot. And in the physical exam, I think he did really well in as well. And his speed is a 3 out of 5, as well as his intelligence. His speed, I can see why it's a 3 out of 5. Because Tokoyami is actually very agile, so he can actually move a little bit faster than some of the other students in class 1A. So I understand why it's that. Power is a 2 out of 5. I would have put that as a 3 out of 5, really, because, you know, when Dark Shadow goes out of control, you know, that extra, like, you know, part, that's all Dark Shadow. That's all him. That's all Dark Shadow. So I would have actually said that it would be a 3 out of 5. So that's just me, but you know, it's the data book, so I'll just go with that. That's pretty much it. I mean, the techniques that, well, you know, he got super moves. Super moves pretty good. They actually help him out a lot. So I guess, yeah, 4 out of 5. I'm okay with that. So now let's get on to, well, the fun part of this. And actually, it's actually quite short because Tokoyami hasn't really interacted with that many people, but then again, he kind of has. So with this one, I actually took the first sentence of everyone's paragraph because it kind of delved into a little bit of how either they were teamed up with each other or they talked to each other or just something like that. But they know about each other is what I'm saying. So obviously, you know, the first one is Izuku Midoriya. Deku, you know, main protagonist. He pretty much knows everybody. That was kind of like me in middle school. I knew everybody in middle school. So I guess, yeah, high school, not so much because there was a lot of kids. So yeah, let's see. So yes, Izuku Midoriya. Their friendship was built upon a mutual respect towards each other. They teamed up along with Uraraka and Mei during the human Calvary Battle. Tokoyami respects Deku as a leader, as he leaves him with making the decision of their team. So we saw this a lot during the Calvary Battle, and we got to see more of Tokoyami in the Sports Fest, which I was glad to see because when I first saw him in the first season, I thought, okay, he was a cool character, and I thought he needed more spotlight. He had to have needed more spotlight. So I was glad when the second season came around and we saw this. I was like, yes, this is perfect. So that was pretty cool. So yeah. Next is Suyu Asobi. Like I said, although their interactions in the classroom are kind of minimal, they have been teamed up together a number of times, and they work well together during the battle trial arc and the practical session of their final exam. Like I said, they were teamed up twice, so by the second time their teamwork was actually, above average and was pretty good. Next is Mezzo Shoji, and after Shoji lost one of his arms due to Moonfish's ambush, Tokoyami lost control over Dark Shadow and harmed Shoji in the process. Now, we have seen that Shoji and Tokoyami have been seen a lot together, and we have seen that they have a friendship, and they're pretty much like best friends as well. And I think they have been teamed up a couple of times before as well. So when this happened, it kind of hit Tokoyami hard because not only did he, lose control, but he also harmed one of his friends. So it hit him kind of hard there. Next one is Katsuki Bakugo. It appears that Tokoyami and Bakugo are on a neutral terms with each other, as they neither hate nor are friendly to one another. So there's that. They're pretty much just like, okay, hey, what's up? Like they know you're there. So. Next is Koji Koda. They fought the League of Villains together in the USJ. Koda was actually one of the first people to know about Tokoyami's weakness. And they have shown good cooperative skills with each other during the provisional license exam. And actually, we see this in the recent episode when Class 1A comes together around Aoyama and Ida. We see that there was still a lot of Class 1A students left, but not only were they there, or not only were there so many, but they were able to work in a way where they could all work well with each other and, win. So last and certainly but not least, we have Shoto Todoroki. Tokoyami and Shoto haven't properly interacted with each other. However, during the training camp, when he lost control of Dark Shadow, Bakugo and Shoto used their explosion and fire quirks to touch Tokoyami and get Dark Shadow back under his control. So he kind of was like, he was thanking them and he was apologizing to Deku and Shoji, and and them too, but he was apologizing and he was like thanks and all this other stuff. So he had mixed emotions, but I'm pretty sure pretty soon down the line that Tokoyami will be interacting with Shoto maybe a little bit more. And I'm pretty sure that a lot of everyone in Class 1A will probably end up interacting a lot more with each other than they have before, especially since they're all living in the dorms at school. So yeah, I can kind of see it. So yeah, that's pretty much it for all the written stuff that I have here. Now I can get on to why Tokoyami is my 6th favorite character. I've said this a little bit at the beginning here, and it was mostly because, well, he was a different character. He's a different looking character, and sometimes the different looking characters are probably going to be a favorite character of anybody. And when we found out that his quirk was Dark Shadow, which kind of resembled him in a way, I just thought that was kind of cool. And not only that, but it was a whole nother being with emotions and control, and it could get out of control, but still you can control it. So that was pretty cool. And I actually have, I've said this multiple times before, and sometimes I haven't said it in the recent character discussions, but I do post the wiki that I find all of this stuff from, and also some of their personal things as well, and I put them in the description underneath the listing of the character and the number and the link to the wiki page. Underneath it is when I have their personal information and stuff that is also from the wiki page. So after you're done watching my video, and if you want to, you can click on the link and go and check out the My Hero Academia wiki, and you can look at all these other cool things. So there's one thing I actually wanted to point out here, and it was Tokoyami's hero name. It's called Tsukuyomi, and it comes from Tsukuyomi-no-Mikoto, and it is a lunar deity of Shinto culture. Now, we've heard this a lot of times in other animes as well, and recently actually in One Piece as well. We have heard Tsukuyomi, and I'm pretty sure there was another one. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I do remember that Tsukuyomi was one of the recent things to be mentioned in One Piece now that we are in the Wano arc. And I will get into a little bit of One Piece after I'm done doing the character discussions. So I will do a little review of Wano from the start to where we are now. And then after that, I will be doing manga reviews of each chapter that comes out after that. So next, actually, it says here that in many ways, Tokoyami holds many similarities to the superheroine Raven from the DC Comics. And they both have, themes, of ravens pretty much. And now that I'm seeing this, and it makes perfect sense because not only is Horikoshi a fan of our culture, our American, and in our comics, DC, Marvel, and all these comics that are pretty cool. It's cool to see that Horikoshi has made an anime, a manga, then turn anime, about superheroes, and that some of them have similar abilities to DC and Marvel comics, which is pretty cool. And since I'm a fan of both of them, it makes perfect sense. Also, I'm a big fan of Raven as well. Teen Titans, growing up with those from 2000s, that was a good time. And I actually recently watched Teen Titans, and then I also recently watched Young Justice as well. So I am hyped for season 6 of Teen Titans and season 3 of Young Justice when they come out. And I would like to see Raven a lot more in some of the animated stuff. So I might have to look into it a little bit to see if there are any other animated things that Raven has been in, and all that. But that is also what has kind of drawn me towards Tokoyami as well, because he is a bird. Yes, he is a bird, but it's kind of towards like the raven-ish or crow-ish, like style of birds. So I understand that, and now that I just realized that, I am actually kind of grateful that I like Tokoyami a lot more now. But he is still my 6th favorite character. So we are done with this video, and I guess I can tell you guys who the next character is that I'll be doing on Friday, and that would be... Yes. My 5th favorite character is Kyoka Jiro, Earphone Jack. So Friday we'll be doing Earphone Jack. So yes. Which, if you guys know, the way that this is listed, so that also means that Jiro is my 2nd favorite female character of Class 1A. So obviously I'll get into that in her video and all that, but yep, that is pretty much it for me. So if you guys did enjoy this video, please hit that like button, comment down below, what do you guys think of Tokoyami? Is he one of your favorite characters? Do you think his Dark Shadow Quirk will have more super moves to be implemented? And yeah, that's pretty much it. So if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit that notification bell to be notified anytime I upload a new video. So yep, that is it. Bye guys, and see you next time.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face. Tell me that you love me, even if it's fake. Cause I don't care at all. You've been out all night.